Hello everyone, I'm Elijah Pestana, Digital Content Manager for Panther Now and The Roar, and Executive Producer for StudyBreak Tabletop.
Hey there, and I am Jonathan Leon, or simply Jonny, your humble dungeon master for our upcoming tabletop adventure, Arcane Academia.
Now, you're probably wondering, what is StudyBreak Tabletop and what is this podcast about?
Simply put, Elijah, we are a group of broke college students that came together to play some tabletop board games like Dungeons & Dragons.
That's right, whether you're playing role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons or Star Wars 5e, card games like Cards Against Humanity, or even just regular Texas Hold'em, or just tabletop games, specifically like chess or Monopoly. The idea of StudyBreak Tabletop is where we're bringing all of our friends together to play these games, to not only teach you how to play the games, but giving a live example of how people are having fun playing them.
Precisely. Now, for our first episode and season for StudyBreak Tabletop, we wanted to tackle a high-stakes adventure inspired by university life, along with the struggles students face when going into college, as this can be a pretty daunting thing for most people. You see, whether you're a freshman coming out of high school, a transfer student coming from community college, or a senior that's rethinking their major, we wanted to make sure that this adventure resonated within you. You see, we wanted to tell a story that blends and shares the voices and experiences of students from simply all walks of life. And this was actually our inspiration for our upcoming adventure, Arcane Academia.
Within this adventure, I'll be actually playing a character called Kitsune, who you're going to meet in the first session of the game. He is actually going to be playing as a Twilight cleric, if you actually know what the cleric subclass is. And as a player in D&D, it's my job to interact with the world and react to what happens throughout the story. But if you're just having people playing the story and nobody telling it, it's very hard to drive the plot along.
That's where I come in. As your humble dungeon master, I'm not only the referee for the campaign, but I'm also in charge of providing the players with unique experiences and situations. The players' reactions to those situations, along with their dice rolls that determine the outcome, that is what tells the stories, me and the players together.
And within this adventure, usually when you have someone in Dungeons & Dragons, you'd have one DM and about 2 to 6 players. With this adventure, we're probably going to be having 6 players playing, ranging from various walks of life. We have people working with us at Panther Now and The Roar, and other regular FIU students playing with this adventure. Now, overall, Jonny, do you want to thank anybody before we show off our lovely episode?
Of course. There is someone I want to thank with all my heart, because as you know, Elijah, music is a big part of what makes D&D so special for me. Getting into the zone, feeding the magic of Dungeons & Dragons, and this wouldn't be possible with some amazing music. And luckily, we reached out to a composer that I have been following for years before, since I started playing D&D. We reached out for permission to ask to use his music in the podcast, and he said yes. And his name is Travis Savoy. You can find him on YouTube. He's a great composer, makes excellent music for Dungeons & Dragons and all things tabletop and fantasy. Big shout to him. Please subscribe, follow him on YouTube.
Yeah, no, thank you, Travis Savoy, for giving us the opportunity to not only use this music for this adventure, but also using the art form of music to show off our great players and the great adventures. Hearing his music actually got me very shocked when we had certain character moments in the first session. We also want to thank FIU, Florida International University, and FIU Student Media for giving us this space and opportunity to be able to share our love to tabletop games to the community at large.
Definitely.
We also want to give a shout out to the trailblazers of the tabletop genre, from people like Geek and Sundry to Dimension 20, Critical Role, and NatPod, and the many other content creators who are using this genre to be able to make us laugh, cry, have fun, and to feel the suspense of what happens when we roll that set of dice.
With that being said, I think it's time to tell our own story.
You know what? You're right. Right now, where you're going to do your introductions, do you want me to set the mood or anything while I get my character sheet and everything for next session?
Go turn off those lights.
Oh, I'm on my way right now.